The diplomatic chamber aboard the UN Stellar Council cruiser Aegis Dawn was as sterile as its name. Pristine white walls, a round black table, and representatives from every faction in the quadrant. Earth's envoy, Commander Elias Thorne, sat straight-backed, the weight of human civilization on his shoulders. Across from him, a veiled figure in obsidian robes stood silently. A delegate from the secretive Virellian Empire, a species of evolved reptilian humanoids with psionic abilities and a distaste for humanity's chaotic nature. It had taken 3 years of back-channel communications and covert deals to even get the Virellians to the table. Today was supposed to mark a turning point, peace between their two peoples. But Elias knew better than to trust appearances. Still, the Virellian envoy named Tal-Shara was oddly silent today. No remarks, no cold glares, no warnings about the fallibility of flesh. As the session ended, Elias rose from his chair and turned toward the exit corridor. And then it happened. Flash of movement. Sharp pain. Something pierced beneath his left rib. Elias gasped as blood soaked into his uniform. But it wasn't his blood. Tal-Shara lay sprawled on the floor behind him, her eyes wide in shock, a pool of dark violet blood spreading beneath her. The blade she had meant for Elias had been intercepted, and her would-be backup, a cloaked mercenary behind her, was the real killer. Elias turned in time to fire one clean shot from his hidden holdout pistol. The assassin fell, smoke curling from his skull. Only then did Elias realize. Tal-Shara had tried to kill him, but someone else tried to kill her too. The failed double-cross was messy, and now the would-be assassin was bleeding out at his feet. She gasped, eyes fluttering. Elias hesitated, gun still raised. His guards burst in moments later, but Elias barked. "Hold fire. She's mine." Middle. In the medical bay, Elias stood over Tal-Shara's unconscious form. She was humanoid, scaled and angular, with slitted pupils and dark emerald skin where the blood hadn't touched. A deep stab wound lay along her side, dangerously close to her heart equivalent. "Why not let her die?" asked Dr. Renavos, Earth's lead biogeneticist aboard the cruiser. Elias's jaw clenched. "Because someone set us both up. She was the blade, I was the target. But someone wanted both gone. And if she dies, we lose the only other witness." Rena frowned but worked fast. Virellian physiology was notoriously hard to treat. She hooked Tal-Shara to an advanced autosurgeon with bioadaptive nanites. The machine buzzed, scanning and stabilizing vitals. "Her blood's fighting the nanites," Rena murmured. "She's rejecting treatment." "Then do it manually," Elias growled. "Keep her alive." Hours passed. When Tal-Shara stirred, her eyes fluttered open to see a dull glow overhead and the outline of Elias sitting beside her, arms crossed, an old scar visible beneath his rolled sleeve. "You saved me," she rasped. Her voice was gravelly, like sand over steel. "Yeah, ironic, huh?" he muttered, not meeting her eyes. "I came to kill you. I noticed." "Why?" "Because someone tried to kill us both, and I don't like getting played." She tried to sit up but winced. Elias moved without thinking, helping her. She tensed, expecting pain or punishment. Instead, his hands were steady and gentle. "I don't understand," she said quietly. "Virellian law. If an assassin fails, they are discarded." "Human law's a bit different," Elias said. "Besides, I have questions." Over the next 2 days, Tal-Shara was confined to a medical containment chamber. Elias visited her twice a day. At first, their exchanges were clipped, hostile, but necessity forced them into alliance. She told him her mission had been sanctioned by a radical faction within her empire, one that believed humans were destabilizing the region's balance. Her mission was to remove Elias before formal treaties were signed. But she'd realized too late that the ones who ordered her to kill Elias had also sent a shadow agent to remove her, likely to prevent loose ends. They feared I'd fail, or that I'd change my mind, she said. Did you? Elias asked. She looked away. I saw you hesitate when I moved in. You didn't reach for your weapon. You could have stopped me sooner. Why didn't you? Because I saw something in your eyes, he said. Regret. That silenced her. One evening, Talshera woke from a nightmare, her breathing ragged. Elias was nearby, working through a data log. He looked up. You okay? I dreamed of drowning in blood. Not mine. Yours. Elias hesitated. You could have let me die. I would have been an easier target. But you flinched. Why? She said nothing for a long time. My younger sibling was killed by one of your soldiers. No names. No trial. Just gone. That rage fueled me. But then I watched you speak at the council. Showed remorse. You tried to bridge peace. And in that second when I moved to strike, I hesitated. Maybe I wanted you to stop me. You wanted to die. I wanted to end something. I wasn't sure if it was you. Or the war inside me. Elias sat down across from her. Maybe we're both tired of war. Ending. The investigation that followed confirmed their fears. A rogue coalition of human arms dealers and Virellian extremists had conspired to sabotage the summit, fearing peace would cost them power and profit. Elias, with Talshera's reluctant aid, exposed the plot. Together, they decrypted intercepted messages, provided testimony, and dismantled the operation cell by cell. Their uneasy alliance grew into something else. Trust. Respect. One evening, just before her scheduled return to Virellia for judgment, Talshera stood with Elias in the observation dome, watching Earth's moon crest over the horizon. You know they'll execute me, she said flatly. Even if I stopped the conspiracy, failed the mission, I betrayed my kind. Elias frowned. Not if they believe you're dead. She turned sharply. What? He reached into his coat and handed her a chip. It's a fabricated death certificate. Body records, genetic decay trail, everything. You'll disappear. I know someone who can get you off-world. Start fresh. New identity. Her eyes widened. Why? Because sometimes people deserve a second chance. And I don't want your death on my conscience. She took the chip slowly, eyes locked on him. You risked your life to save your assassin. Now you're risking your reputation to save a traitor. You were never my enemy, he said. Not really. 3 weeks later, news broke across the quadrant. Talshera, would-be assassin turned informant, had died in custody. A quiet memorial was held. Elias attended. He said nothing. But in a remote outpost on a neutral trade moon, a cloaked figure worked in a medical shelter treating refugees from border wars. Her movements were sharp, efficient, trained. And when a young girl fell, crying and bleeding from a charred wound, the figure knelt beside her and said gently, You're going to be okay. I know how to stop the bleeding. Far above, a single encoded message blinked green on Elias's console. Alive. Free. Thank you. He smiled faintly. War bred enemies. Peace bred allies. But sometimes it took compassion to create something neither side expected. Hope.